Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Fata Morgana. Let's continue our story, and yeah, it seems like we're about to get Morgana imprisonment from a more detailed perspective, from Jacopo's perspective, like how the situation went. And yeah, let's see how it will go. Because Swordsman just came back with Morgana, it seems, so okay, let's see. Several days later than originally planned, the Far Eastern man finally arrived at the mansion. I had arranged to meet with him on the uppermost level of the observation tower on the church grounds. Okay, so instantly going there. Okay. That's where my afraid of like when you will tell that she's lost an arm and she needs medical attention, basically. But yeah, if they're like meeting instantly there, then Jacopo is going to instantly know and stuff, so can arrange stuff. Tower to all good now. Okay. Not a big reaction so far. Okay, because he didn't met her yet. Okay. What time? The man appeared before me. A burlap sack slung over his shoulder. I had ordered he use the sack, afraid he might be foolish enough to actually drag the old woman all the way here. There's your witch. He threw the bag to the ground, causing the woman inside to let out a muffled grunt. It didn't sound like an elderly woman voice though. A stench. Tell me it didn't harm her dog. I smell blood. You only instructed me to not kill her. Mistakes were made. Limbs were lost. Great. Damn it. I cleaned up all the blood I got on me. No one suspected anything. It's even farther gone than I imagined. I should have cleared my instructions. Also... yeah, okay. Fine. Though I suppose it doesn't matter much. She's not going to leave long either way. That you are able to immediately recognize it's a smell of blood. That's quite a beat, Lord. Yeah. We love swordsman face, aren't we? He kinda looks like a Barnier when he smiles like this. All psychopaths have this smile. You have killed before, haven't you? Enough yapping. She is alive, yes. So yeah, his eyes are not red normally. Of course. Patting back aside, I toss my gaze from the man to the bag. I feel slightly sorry for the woman, but the feeling didn't last long. I'd seen too many bodied, mangled bodies, both dead and alive, to be faced by one more. Yeah, wait until you see the face. I'm very curious why he did not reveal that he's Jacopo. I mean, I guess like... he cannot really, like he said, I don't remember exactly what he said in the OG game, but... yeah, like everything that is happening right now, and he's becoming a lord, and Morgana is like... he basically harmed Morgana to get her here, so he's blaming himself as well. Which is correct for harming her and stuff, and he just is like, you know, what happened, well, fuck it, let's go with this. Basically, right? Even though he felt regrets. He crouched down to untie the bag. Yep, there she is. Oh my god, this is horrible. The eyes are like half closed. And the young girl came trembling free. Yep. Ooh. It can't be. As soon as I saw her, I knew exactly who the girl is. It had been 4 years, but no length of time could wipe my memory from my memory those patches on her face. Or those breathtaking golden eyes. But why? How? What was she doing inside the bag? Why had I ordered her captured? How? How could I have done that? Morgana. She was pale as death, shaking visibly. Confusion seized me. A cloud of swirling darkness forming before my eyes. The first thought that came to my mind was that he had gotten the wrong person. I didn't know that her captured because I fought the witch by the lake, an old woman. If I had known she was a young girl, let alone her, I would have never given the command. But those thoughts led nowhere. I was simply trying to avoid facing reality. Trying to place the blame on anyone but myself. I couldn't take back what had already been done. I couldn't change it. So he's just going to go with it, huh? There she was, the girl who had once won my affection. Lying in a ball on the cold stone with the arm missing. It didn't matter how we gotten here, or what I had felt about her. There was no fixing what I had done. And she's going to see him as the Lord. The Barnier. Because he kinda looks like him, yeah. She looked up at me, at the source of the muttering above her. She's going into like terrifying mode, probably. She's going to be terrified. Her eyes were opened almost frighteningly wide. Yep, she thinks like she's back for the blood sabbaths. They wandered aimlessly and focused to the point I wasn't sure she was seeing anything at all. And this is also going to increase the burden on Jacopo. I didn't thought about this before, but I mean, we knew that Morgana thought that he's a Barnier, but now when we have like first perspective from Jacopo and Barnier basically situation, like how he slowly starting to become just like Barnier, Barnier cursing him, having like Barnier personality kinda in back of his head, you know, just hunting him down. Then Morgana calling him Barnier will just add everything to this feeling, you know. Wandered aimlessly and focused to the point I wasn't sure she was seeing anything at all. Yeah. I felt a thing of madness in her. Is that you? The words spilled from her lips, as soft as they barely reached my ears. Oh my god, he's going to say yes, and she's going to be like, yeah, you are Lord, you are Barnier, he just confirmed this. She didn't ask the name. Oh my god. Hardly a trace of the beautiful singing voice from my memory remained. It was hoarse and raspy, every sound seemingly laced with the unfathomably deep, pitch-black hatred for all existence. You remember me? I mean, depends which one. Would she even be able to recognize me anymore? How could I ever forget? Morgana, she remembered me. These days we spent together. What kind of person I had been. The boy who had refused to give up putting an ointment on her face. All our friends. Those horribly unromantic encounters at the graveyard. Her taking shots at me. Me taking shots at her. Did she really remember? All the time we had shared. Yep, not really. How could I ever forget? All the pain and humiliation you put me through. Yep. That just hit Jacopo. What? How will I ever forget the bluff sabbaths you loved to hold? Yep, sees him as the Barnier. What? What was she talking about? Haven't had enough, have you? Leaving scars on every inch of my body wasn't enough for you? You haven't had your fill of my blood? Yeah. I couldn't even begin to process the words I was hearing. They were little more than angry, meaningless shouts crashing onto me. What the hell was she saying? Did she think I was someone else? Come on, I believe in you. You can piece it together. Like, you rescued her from Barnier. You saw the blood sabbaths. Come on. Did she think I was him? Yeah. But I was Barnier. I mean, you are Barnier right now. She's not far off. No, no, Morgana. It wasn't me. I wasn't the man who caused you so much agony. But will soon. And already started. Oh, wow. Barnier's back. Look at the girl. You would claim you haven't caused her pain. You're the man who bound me, cut me up, called me a witch, and then tries to kill me. I hadn't forgotten you even for a moment. No, I was the one who rescued you from him. I wanted to shout, but I couldn't get the strength to force up a single word. A gasp of air came from my lips. It was like I'd been robbed of my voice. I don't care how much my father preaches forgiveness. That's the one thing you will never get from me. I despise you with all my soul. I revile you with every fiber of my being. For every scar you gave me, I give you a lifetime of hatred. No, Morgana. When I finally managed to produce a sound, it was barely more audible than a whisper. In a frenzy, I made to reach out for her. I noticed a pair of narrow eyes glaring at me. I was not aware. You need the witch, Lord. Okay. So his presence also changed the outcome. So he probably would confess to Morgana that he's not the Lord actually back then, if not for the witness. Huh? Know her? I don't just know her. She's Morgana. She's the girl This man, the Lord, he destroyed me, mind and body. No. She's not wrong. That was another man. You have become that man to her. I'm not Barnier. You hear yourself, boy? You're rightful heir to the Barnier name, are you not? That's what you said when you stole the throne from me. This man ruined my life. How will you respond, boy? Will you say it wasn't you? Can you say it wasn't you? How will you convince her? She's clearly not in her right mind. She wasn't in her right mind when we rescued her and we managed, so we could do this again. The problem is Jacopo is way too far deep in shit right now. Would she even understand it if you revealed the truth? Can you do that, knowing it will make it through to her? Also, yeah, she would like learn that Jacopo killed Gratien, for example, which is also not the best thing, right? Sure, Gratien tried to poison Jacopo and stuff, but yeah, Morgana would not like it anyway. Will you tell her you're nothing more than the slumrat, a usurper? That you deceived your way into power? That everything you built up over those years was all a lie? That you killed your former friends for nothing? Yep, then there's that. That Odilon died for nothing? That you endured betrayal after betrayal for nothing? Do you have the spine to say it, boy? All the sacrifices you made, all the pain you suffered to make it here, could all come crumbling down the moment you do. Yep, okay. What will it be, false lord? Is the girl worth it? Is sharing the truth with the half that girl on the brink of madness worth losing everything you worked so hard to accomplish? Make your choice. What's the matter, lord? Yep. his presence here is, I think, like one of the catalysts, because he's a witness. If like Jacopo would say right now anything, then he have like very good shot of like escaping basically, and telling everyone that Jacopo confess. You know? God damn it. Yes, I know her. Or I knew her years ago. I see. What do you want to do then, Lord? Looks sick. What do you want to do? Obviously. Why? On Earth. This doesn't change anything. We lock the witch up and proceed as planned. Did I make this choice? Because you are a piece of shit! God damn it. Congratulations, boy. That concludes your inheritance, the name Lord Barnier. Great. We jump back 4 years. Okay. Orange/red background. I guess Morgana? We're getting like Morgana perspective during the ride? Because this is 4 years ago, that was when the ride happened, right? It wasn't until I lost everything that I truly understood just how blessed I had been. Okay, this is after the ride, I guess. Because she lost everything. How much my time with them had allayed my wanted spirit, and how hard they had worked to mold me into the ordinary girl. But that was all gone now. I may not have said much, but I liked it there. I was quite fond of the tranquility. I didn't want to lose it. I wanted to be happy as much as anyone else. Okay. Yep, so we're back to the lake. I'd long lost track for how far I had walked. My legs were stiff and my knees didn't want to bend anymore. Okay, this is just before she met the old lady in the hut and replaced her. It took all my efforts to remain upright, and I was certain I would never get back up if I did fall down. I still couldn't wrap my mind around what had happened. It was all so sudden, all so horribly senseless. It was so mind-bogglingly horrendous. Part of me refused to believe it was anything more than a bad dream. And that was what kept me walking. Because if I did accept the reality, I would lose what remained of my will to live. It was supposed to be a party. The girls got together to celebrate my birthday, making food and treats that, while hardly extravagant, were still significant improvements over what we usually had. Everyone was laughing. Part of me was irritated by the whole affair, as I had never been comfortable in such lively environments. They were celebrating me, my birthday. I should be overjoyed. Maybe this was my punishment for being so unappreciative. As soon as I stepped out, bandits tried at the brothel. Okay, had I stayed there but a few minutes longer, things likely would have turned into quite differently. Whether for better or worse, I couldn't begin to guess, but at the very least, I probably wouldn't be here alone. So, yeah, so people from the right did not capture her. So she actually managed to totally escape. I felt like maybe, I mean, that was like by Barnier orders. I guess so. If they would capture Morgana, they would bring her to Barnier, I guess. Actually, no. Barnier was not aware of Morgana's being alive, so yeah, they would kill her. They would just kill her. But it's possibility they could like capture her for whatever reason. They have no reason to capture Morgana really because of how she looks. She would not be worth to sell basically to any slave trader there. So yeah, I think like the only logical explanation is that she actually escaped. Yeah, makes sense. When I think about this. So how did she end up being captured actually as the slave then? Who captured her as a slave? Like, to what? Like, work in like mines or something? I don't know. It's not for what you like would capture Morgana, basically. If you take into account the times when that happened and the slave trade. Anyway, let's see. I would have gone with them to the next life. Took the right item and grabbed me. I lost consciousness almost immediately after. Oh! When I was awake, I was in the false-moving carriage. Never mind, they actually did capture her for some whatever reason. Okay, never mind. My bad. I should just read. People were packed into the carriage like livestock. There were dozens of them, every inch of usable space filled with a body. Looking out across the cramped space, I knew instinctively I was on my way to becoming a slave. Once I had been sold off as a saint, highly valuable commodity, but this time around I was cheap, expendable labor. Yeah. I was filled with overwhelming emptiness as the realization struck. Something resembling sorrow waved about in the void as well, but it wasn't a sadness for my own predicament. It broke my heart knowing I would never see them again. That everyone I had to thank for all those warm, peaceful days had either been killed or sold off. In time, the sadness swelled to form tears in my eyes. My whole life I had managed to endure without crying, and the first time I did, I shed tears for someone else. Morgana did change. The man sitting next to me asked, "Why are you crying?" To which I answered, "I'm sad because I didn't get the chance to show my gratitude to people very dear to me." Yep. That's the source, man. But if that had been the end of our conversation, I wouldn't be here. Hobbling down the endless road alone, I wouldn't be covered in so much blood. Sometime after I had responded, the man suddenly stood up and murdered the guard and slave traders. At first, the other slaves thought they were saved, and for a moment I believed so too. He was a very curious-looking man, and his eyes smaller and narrower than ours, his nose a different shape. I had never seen anyone who looked like him before, and all I knew was that he wasn't from around here. The man wielding a sword stolen from the guard searched through the slave trader's clothes for the keys to our shackles, which he gave to me and made me free his hands, before proceeding to kill the slaves. I stood aghast as the massacre unfolded before me. Blood polluted at my feet, severed limbs was torn about the carriage. Bodies peeled up haphazardly, many having only had enough time for their eyes to go wide in shock before being cut down. Men, women, children, everyone equals at the end of his blade. A strange-looking man laughed as he slaughtered the slaves. He laughed, and he laughed. He was having the time of his life. And when he was done, he stepped out of the carriage and wandered off, leaving me alone, the sole survivor. I had witnessed so much death in so short a time. Cruel, meaningless violence, as victims powerless to resist. And here I stood among the bodies left alive. For some inexplicable reason left alive. The screams, the despair, the pleasure, the death, the laughter, all vibrating inside my head. Yeah. She probably hoped to die as well at this point. I mean, she hoped to die even after Barnier's situation. Now? Ah. Oh, Father, who art in heaven, please give me your mercy. I cannot take it anymore. I pray, free me from this pain. My spirit was about at its breaking point. I was certain that I too would sink to the bottomless abyss if I kept all those emotions inside me much longer. I walked and walked and walked. No food, no water, my exhaustion is at peak, my mind in a complete haze. When, off in the distance, I caught sight of the lake. So thirsty. Water. I began hobbling in the general direction of the lake, not caring that it took me off the main road. Bandits would have assailed me, wild animals made me their prey. None of that mattered to me anymore. At least then I wouldn't have to walk anymore. Yeah, she gave up on everything. Still, have instincts to survive because she wants water and stuff, but everything else doesn't matter to her. But for better or worse, I made it to the lake unmolested. The water was clear as clear as crystal, and seems to sparkle like one as well. As soon as it was within reach, I dropped to my knees and drank my first seemingly insatiable. The blood covering my head, me, had dried several days earlier, but its bitter stench lingered. So the grief glanced about my surroundings. I washed myself. The chill of the mind winter lake. Water and the occasional gust of wind pierced me to my very bones. No one in the right mind would bath in this water. But common sense and the chattering of my teeth didn't stop me. I wanted only to be cleaned again. And the frigid water felt like it would strip everything away, leaving my body and spirit new and unsullied. Once I was satisfied, I came to the belated realization that a small cottage sat on the lakeside. Yep. There's the cottage. There's smoke coming from the chimney. Okay, sorry. Maybe there's someone inside. It could be someone bad though. Maybe it would be safer to stay away. But who knows when I might find someone else. Okay. Excuse me? Is anyone there? Hello? Door's unlocked. It was so warm inside. The heat from the fire seeped into my chilled flesh, spreading slowly. I almost burst into tears. It was a very brief situation in the OG game. It was just like... I think like she spent here for a few days, I believe. Right? I remember it incorrectly. I mean, a few days before the old lady passed away, basically. Also, what did she do with the body? Did she bury her behind the cottage or something? I don't even remember if we had this, like, known. Sitting before the fireplace was an old woman. A cauldron hung above the flames, bubbling with a curious colored liquid. Mom? The woman merely sat there, her head dropped. So I approached her, half certain of what I would find, and placed my hand on her shoulder. Oh, she's already dead. Okay, never mind. My bad. I remembered wrongly. I felt like she teached her a little bit about herbs before passing away, but I just didn't. I just misremembered the OG game. Never mind. She was dead, and I hardly so much as battled the eye at the sight of the yet another corpse. In fact, she looked like she had passed quite peacefully by comparison. How blessed she was. There was no sign bandits had been rooting through the cottage. Presumably she had fallen asleep and passed away naturally while in the middle of the concoction something. Looking around the room, I found myself surrounded by the countless items I couldn't begin to identify. Plants of all colors hanging from the ceiling to dry. Berries crushed and stored in small glass bottles. Were I to guess, the old woman made her living of herbal medicines. Having gotten a good look around the room, I thought perhaps I had been guided here. hell? Just hearing some weird sound. Okay. Andy, my father, had led me to this place. How would it frown upon me for doing what was necessary to make use of it? Okay. So I dragged the old woman's corpse from the cottage and pushed it into the lake. Okay, she did not bury it, she just drowned the body. Never mind. If I didn't take up a residence in the cottage, someone else eventually would. Or it would just be left to deteriorate. And I would rather take the opportunity bestowed upon me to have a place. Fuck. To take a place to rest my weary soul. As the woman's body sank into the clear lake, a realization struck me. I hadn't crossed myself. Oh wow! That's kinda big. Wow, the core of Morgana is so broken that she even forgot her own like main principles at this point. Wow! That's true. A few days after I moved into the cottage, a man came to the door. Mel? Apparently he had been a customer to the woman, a witch by trade, and he was looking for more medicine. When I spoke to him through the door, he gave a short grasp and said, "Who are you? Where is the witch?" Okay, this is not Mel. This is someone else. Mel is later. Also, she wouldn't call Mel a man, probably, because he's just a boy. I think, like, I forgot what Mel age is. You can remind me in the comments, but I think he was like 16 or something during this time period. I don't remember. I think so. I'm her granddaughter. She's not present. She's not presently home. Ah, never knew the old lady had kids. So, when she's gonna be back? Not for some time. Well, damn. You know much about herbs, girl? As long as I get my medicine, I don't really care who supplies it. It doesn't matter. I will still pay. One moment, please. My knowledge of the herbology was essentially non-existent. If there was a possibility I could make a living of it, there was no reason for me not to try. I asked the man to give me as much information about the herbs he had been receiving, color, texture, smell, anything, and rummaged through until I found something that fit the description. The entire exchange occurred through the barely cracked door. The man paid me as promised, but I quickly realized that money wasn't of much of use to me, as I had no intention of returning to the city. But you still need food. How did you get... I didn't thought about this, but how did you get supplies to live here? I mean, sure, you can probably catch a fish or two. Is that enough? I don't think so. So I told him that in the future I would trade food. Oh, okay, never mind. Trade for supplies. Which he happily agreed to. Okay. Makes sense now. A few days later, another man called upon the cottage. But unlike the first man, he sounded crude and uncivilized. I didn't want to cut off the potential source of supplies though, so I handed him the medicine he requested. But when I did, he let out a low snicker and said, "What did you say? I look after you, girlie." He then shoved his hand in through the crack in the door and grabbed my wrist. Jesus! Yep, that's, no. You ain't fooling me. The hug's dead and it's just you, ain't it? But for a girl like you need someone to take after her. Make sure no bad man treated you. Every word that came from his mouth oozed with sleaze. I knew what would happen if he got the door open. Let go. Whoa. I yanked my arm back with all my strength, slammed the door shut, and set the bar. But even that was enough to quell my uneasiness, so I put a chair against it as well. The man pounded on the door, each slam of his fist causing the whole room to vibrate. Overreact much, eh, girly? Come on, open up. I still ain't paid ya yet, but that's something real nice too. Open up if you want to have it. I don't need your payment. I'm never doing business with you again, so please get off my property. Wanna say it again? You got a lot of nerve, eh, you little bitch? Open the damn door. You don't know what will happen if you don't. God damn it. You got more for sale than just bags of leaves, don't you? Open the fucking door. Just stay quiet, Morgana. The best way to handle people like him is to just not respond. Good for nothing for you. One day you will learn your lesson. This world will eat a little girlie like you right up. After giving the door one final parting kick, the man stormed off, loudly grumbling about how stupid and ungrateful I was, all the while. I don't deserve a word of his cursing, but at the same time I couldn't bring myself to be upset about it. He was right. The world wouldn't be kind to a young girl living on her own. Yep. And you tried to escape the brother before and tried to leave by yourself when Jacopo joked about this, basically. Yeah. Took a while to realize that you really cannot survive by your own for long. I mean, she did for 4 years, but still. Not so long as men like him roamed free. I paced before the fireplace, my mind racing. I can't be sure if I'm safe anywhere, not even here. But going back to the city is an option. Not while the Lord lives to keep throwing his blood sabbaths. Everyone who might have protected me is gone. I have to make it on my own. I will have to be very careful about opening the door. I could be attacked again or worse. I mean, most men would probably run as soon as they saw my face. Most doesn't mean at all. There's some out there who will go after anyone. I can let my guard down while I'm doing business, not even for a second. Man, woman, everyone is potential threat. Or I will make it on my own. I don't need anyone else. Me and only me. Being out here has really showed me just how sheltered I was at the brothel. How kind everyone was, how peaceful my life was. Yeah. I just want to go back. Yeah, like the realization of what she had and lost is now sinking into her right now. No, stop it, Morgana, you're stronger than that. I put enough wood in the fire for it to last the whole night, then curled up into a ball and slept beside it. For the first time in my life, solitude frightened me. Yeah, she changed so much. Morgana? Who? What's happening? What? Were you planning to sleep all day? Is this a dream? Backstory? Come on, you're not serious. Oh, she's dreaming about some event at the brothel. Okay. Huh? Oh. She have delusion about Jacopo, it seems. Because it's still the cottage. Okay, we're going to have talk with image of our handsome Jacopo in the next episode. Okay. It might be a little bit shorter episode than usual from Fata Morgana. I think like normally I would continue, but I'm not feeling too great recently about recording and everything, so I will just leave it for the next episode. I don't think like this episode is going to be on schedule. Like if you like check the community tab or Discord, and you know that I'm not going to be able to like make some like scheduled episodes for some time, but we'll see when this will happen, when this will go up. But yeah, we'll see what Morgana's like delusional talk with Jacob is going to bring, or maybe this is a dream or nightmare, depending on how this will unwrapped. So yeah, thank you everyone for being with me, and yeah, I will see you in the next one, in the next episode where we're going to follow Morgana. So yeah, thanks for watching. So click that like button if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord and become a member if you'd like to support me and see episodes earlier. Thank you once again, and for the Pocket Watch is going out.